I wanted to share a story with you, and that is a story that really captures the raw and powerful relationship between a mother and her son. Rarely has history captured a discussion such as the discussion between Abdullah bin Zubair and his mother, Asma. Asma was Asma bint Abi Bakr, right? That in nitaqain, the one of the two belts. The lady who tore her waist strap or her belt in order to prepare food and wrap food for the Prophet ﷺ and her father when they were hiding in the cave, if you remember, during the Hijrah. So now Asma bint Abi Bakr, she is an elderly lady. She's in her 90s, the scholars said. And Abdullah bin Zubair, her son, he has been fighting against a particular very tyrannical ruler called Hajjaj, or general called Hajjaj bin Yusuf. And Hajjaj is trying to overthrow Abdullah bin Zubair, who had declared himself the Khalifa, okay? And then there was another Khalifa, Abdul Malik bin Marwan, elsewhere. And so there was this kind of standoff going on. Hajjaj had besieged the whole of Mecca. Abdullah bin Zubair was weak due to hunger, and his people were weak and because of the constant bombardment of the city. They were being bombarded by rocks, and no food could go into the city and nothing could come out. So they were really in a difficult situation. And at any moment, Hajjaj was about to enter Mecca. Now, Abdullah bin Zubair, at this very crucial time, when many of his soldiers had started to abandon him due to fear of death and hunger, etc., he went to none other than his mother, Asma bint Abi Bakr. And they say that Asma at this time was blind. She was a very elderly lady. And he came to her and she asked him, "Where have the men of Hajjaj reached?" And Abdullah bin Zubair said, "Only in death will I find peace. All my companions have left me, including my family and my children. And the people are ready to give me whatever I want of the dunya." In other words, Hajjaj was willing to give Abdullah anything he wants if he would just give up his cause. And then Asma bint Abi Bakr, she said to her son, "Ya bunayya, my dear son, you are more knowledgeable about your circumstances than me. If you know that you are upon the truth, then die like your companions. If you want this dunya, then you are the most wretched of people, for you have wasted not only yourself but your companions as well." And then she said to him, "How long is your life going to be in this dunya? Kam khuluduka fi dunya?" And then Abdullah said to his mother, "But I will be killed today." He said, "If I carry on with my cause and my fight, I'm going to be killed today. There's no doubt about it." And Asma, she said, "That is better for you than that you should surrender to Hajjaj voluntarily and that you should be humiliated. Some child or slave of the family of Banu Umayyah should play with your head," she said. Abdullah said, "I'm afraid when they kill me, they will mutilate me and they'll chop up my body." And Asma said, "Oh my son, a slaughtered goat doesn't feel the pain when it's skinned." And Abdullah, he kissed her forehead. You could just imagine, this is such a powerful moment. Most of the time when a woman, a mother, reaches that sort of age, she's going to want her son and want her children to be very close to her. She's going to tell them, "Look, don't do anything dangerous, don't go anywhere, just stay with me, help me." But this was a mother who cared so much about her son, she cared more about his akhirah. And so when he kissed her forehead, he said to her, "My mother, this was what I felt as well. This is what I wanted to do, but I just wanted to consult you." Because obviously he knew that she would be affected if he was killed that day. So Asma said, she felt his body, she felt him, and she hugged him, embraced him. And she said, she saw that he was wearing a lot of armor. And she said to him, "My son, this is not the clothing of a person who wants to be a shaheed." So she actually encouraged him to remove his armor. Subhanallah. And then she said to him, "My son, tie your izar, tie your belt, so that when you fall," subhanallah, they were so sure that he was going to be shaheed that day. When you fall, that your aura will not be uncovered. She didn't want him to be humiliated in that way. And then she said to him, "Fight with bravery, for you are the son of Az-Zubair, and you are the grandson of Abu Bakr, and your grandmother is Safiya." And so Abdullah bin Zubair went out. He fought from noon until evening, until he was eventually shaheed. And yes, they mutilated him, and they hung up his body in Mecca as a kind of a trophy or a sign for the people, to scare the people. And when he died, Mecca erupted with crying. Subhanallah. And when he had been born, if you remember, sisters, during the Hijrah, Abdullah bin Zubair was born. He was the first child to be born during the Hijrah, after the Prophet ﷺ and the people had migrated. And the whole of the city of Medina had erupted in cheers and takbirs when Abdullah bin Zubair was born. Why? Because the non-Muslims, the disbelievers in Mecca had said, the Muslims are cursed, then they will not have any more children. There was a rumor going around. And then when Abdullah was born, he was the first child to be born, everybody had been so pleased. And so once again, on the day of his death, the whole city erupted with crying. Now, when we hear a story like this, we might think to ourselves, subhanallah, this is a different level. A mother who's actually encouraging her son to stick by his principles, and even though she knows he's about to die, he's about to be shaheed. And Hajjaj, he came into the city and he even mocked and tried to annoy Asma and said to her, "Look what I've done to your son." And she said to him, "You may have corrupted his dunya, but he has corrupted your akhirah." Such were the great mothers of the ummah, my sisters. They were full of iman and they were full of knowledge.